Ciao, what's up everybody? We're on Wind Way again. My favorite place to film, probably always will be. It is Halloween evening on Monday the 31st. I am dropping a Patreon podcast. It'll be a monthly Patreon podcast where we go deep into about a bunch of different topics. Sign up if you want to. If not, no worries. In this video today, on the backside of talking about sugar babies and this stuff, this video is going to be about finding a good woman in Vietnam or good girl in Saigon in Vietnam. It's kind of easier than what you think, so we're going to talk all about it. I'm going to talk about ageism, all kinds of other things. So we've already covered the other stuff. This series has been pretty popular, so we're going to kind of just keep it moving. So yeah, I want to talk about finding a good woman. One that is not looking for you to buy her a iPhone 14 when it comes out, or the iPhone 20, or needs a Gucci bag. It's there's lots of different ways you can go about this. Some dudes really like to find chicks online. I think it's a complete waste of time. Again, this is up to you. For the most part, the best relationships are found out in the wild, in real life, communicating like a normal person, like we did 20 years ago. I am not a big person on apps, on Tinder, on all this stuff. I think Tinder, for the most part, more if you're looking to hook up and you're lazy and, you know, that's what you got to do, then that's what you got to do. I think the best women you can find are when you're out and about, you see someone maybe you're attracted to, you go up to them, you spark a conversation, and you get their phone number and you go from there. Ways that you know you've got a good woman. We talked about this before, but tattoos are a bit taboo here. If she's covered in tattoos, if she's a 10 out of 10, if she's got a brand new phone already on her and a Gucci bag, probably, I mean, this isn't going to be for all women, but for the most part, I can almost promise you there's going to be trouble, especially if she's a 9 or a 10. These things do not bode well for the most part, unless you're a strong alpha male that's in extremely good shape, good looking. She's going to have all kinds of males hitting on her on a daily basis. She's going to get hit on 5 to 10 times a day. You are going to be having direct competition 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Even while she's sleeping, somebody's probably creeping into her DMs. That's one thing you can check as well. You can go over to their Instagram, see what they're looking like in their photos. If they're half naked in a bathing suit, in Phu Quoc 1 week, Nha Trang the next, unless her family comes from money, these are things that are not going to probably be leading to a great relationship. Now, if you meet a woman that is got a job, she's got a good job, she's hardworking, she's not asking you to pay for anything. You know, of course you pay for the dates and stuff, but she's not immediately asking you about marriage, about living with each other, about paying for stuff. What's your job? How much money you make? You know, the second a red flag comes up, if you're, like some guy just commented, I think he said he met her online, whatever, but he went to go live with her at her parents'. That's already a red flag for me. I'm not living with my girlfriend at her parents'. That is a 0% chance. Even if I'm only staying here for a month, no way. I rent a hotel if she wants to come stay, whatever. But immediately, like, this guy was getting asked for money like a day after the girl started sleeping in his room. And he said he wasted like $6 grand in 3 weeks. You know, once one gift is asked for that quickly, you're already done. That's a red flag. Bail out. You're going to know a good woman because she's not going to ask about any of that stuff. You know what she's going to be invested in? She's going to be invested in getting to know you and wanting to go on dates and hang out. And she's not going to give you that cookie on the first date. Probably not the second date either. Most women in their right mind that are of value for the long term, you're going to be waiting to the third or fourth date, as it should be. Sure, you could probably press it if you've got some mild game and get in early. Again, this is going to be kind of the same advice from the other videos as well. You're going to want to dress to impress. I've stressed this so hard. I've met so many guys that I've talked with a lot of subscribers, lots of different guys here that struggle to find girlfriends, and usually they're overweight, which is fine. I'm overweight, but they're not dressed appropriately. They've got a polo shirt on. It's not even ironed. It's the collar's up on one side. They're 80 pounds overweight. They're not dressed great. You know, these are your first problems. You need to get in shape. You need to get your mental clarity right and buy some clothes that fit your body. I cannot stress this enough. You know, of course, physical attraction is the first thing usually between two people, but these things can change with a woman much easier than it can with a man. So if you've got any kind of decent talking skill, and game is not something where you've got to be crazy on stuff. Like, just have a conversation. You know, take interest in her life. Take interest in her life. Let me remember that. I gotta switch batteries. I'll be right back. So yeah, as I was saying, take interest in her life. Ask her about what she wants to do in life, what her job is, what she's doing. You know, take interest. After that, you know, don't be simping. Don't heavy be like, you're pretty, you're gorgeous, oh my god. I do it on my videos because I'm married and it's for video effect. If there's a pretty girl, I'll say it to her, it makes her smile, and she might smile for the camera. But you, with the potential female you want to date, you don't want to be out of the gate saying all this crazy shit like, you're the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Yes, you can compliment her, let her know that she's pretty, let her know that her hair looks really good that day, or that dress fits her really well, or her eyes look really great. These things are okay, but don't overly do it. You've got to play these things mildly cool, you know, and always be a gentleman. Always treat her how you want to be treated. It's debatable if I'm always a gentleman, but live streams are for fun. A lot of the stuff's just for being on the live stream. So for the most part, you want to be respectful, treat her good. You know, if you are going to go on apps, do not waste time talking to her for 2 months. That is the worst thing you can do. Guys are so less likely to bail out on the relationship once they've invested 2 months of talking to her through whatever, some video chat for 4 hours a day, 7 days a week for 2 months, or even 6 months. Terrible idea. It's going to make you really hard to walk away from any kind of red flags. You need to not put that much time into it. You want to be boots on the ground when you're meeting. If you do meet on the app, plan to be here within a week. It shouldn't be drawn out more than a week talking on the app. There's going to be some guys that said they've had great success doing that. But at the end of the day, I bet most of them had some red flags. Once they finally met the chick, something wasn't exactly what they were expected, and they plowed through it anyways, just because they were too already invested into the relationship, if you know what I'm saying. Let's go, little Miss Yellow Dress. There's the thumbnail right here. Thumbnail. Perfect. I didn't know if I'd get a thumbnail, but sometimes they come around. They come right to you. That one did. So yeah, don't get crazy, overly invested on an online relationship. You need to be meeting the chick within a week or two. You know, you're going to want to have deodorant on. You're going to want to be shaven. Most chicks don't like beards. Sorry to tell you guys. I choose to not grow out a beard. My facial hair just grows so fast now. Ever since I've been bald, I can grow like pretty much a great beard within a week. And I don't like shaving that much. I've never used a straight razor since high school. And I never will. I'll use an electric razor, so mine grows even faster from using an electric razor. So it's okay to spend some money though. I'm not telling you like not to buy her gifts and shit. Like what's up, dude? If it's Woman's Day, buy her whatever she wants, you know? Flowers is the most generic shit. 80% of women don't want flowers, especially they're pretty expensive here usually. It can be anywhere from 50 to 100 bucks. Ask her what she actually wants, man. If she needs something, or maybe buy her like some nice clothes or something. Like, and then like once a year, maybe on her birthday or something, if she needs a new phone, buy her a new phone. I just bought Winnie for Women's Day. I bought her the Flip 4 because she had the Flip 3, and they gave her some crazy deal on the trade-in. It ended up costing me $5 million for the Flip 4, and then we did it over a 12-month period, so it's not that much. It's like $500K a month or something. But that's what I got her for Women's Day. I'm not going to go out here and buy her an iPhone 14 if that's what she's asked for. That's tripping. But if it's something reasonable, that's fine. Now, this also depends on how much money you have and stuff. This is the next thing I want to talk about, which I've seen dudes with money, and they don't even have that much money, do this so much. Like, do not flex how much money you have within the first 4 hours of knowing her. I've watched so many dudes do that, be like, I used to hang out with this one guy that thought having $200,000 was like he was rich and he was set for life in Asia. And I'd be like, dude, you're delusional, and you're never going to get a good woman by telling her within the first hour you met that you've got a bunch of money, when you don't even in fact have a bunch of money. 200K is nothing. Sure, it is something, but 200K is not winning. And saving money is not the way to become wealthy. Talk to any billionaire or high-level millionaire, they'll tell you they weren't saving money away for a rainy day. They were respending it into whatever their business was or how to make money in the long term. So sure, for some people, I'm not shitting on people that save, and their whole plan is to save up money and have like $2 million for retirement. Great. If you want to do that, tremendous. But for the most part, that's not going to equal long-term good wealth in the long run. I'm certainly not planning to do things that way, but again, it's okay if that's what you're planning to do things in the long term. So it's really easy to meet women here in IRL. You can meet a chick in Circle K right now. Again, if she just looks at you once or twice and then she smiles at you, you're open to go talk to her. Of course, the first thing you want to do is check for a wedding ring. I forgot mine on the bed today. I take it off. I've been taking it off before the gym too, because it's making like a crazy callus from doing deadlifts. So I forgot to put it back on today. But usually 98% of the time I have mine unless I'm flying or at the gym. But look to see if she has a wedding ring. A lot of times they do wear a fake wedding ring, so I just say go ahead with it. Most Viet women, if they're with a Viet dude, they're gonna be with her like 24/7. They're really big on like constantly hanging out. Now I'm gonna talk about that now too. I'm not a guy that believes in hanging out with your wife every single second of every day. I think it's become slightly toxic unless you guys got some crazy, great, super relationship. I don't want to go to the gym with my wife. I don't want to go running with her. I don't want to be with her 18 hours out of the entire day. Granted, I have no problem with that. We did it during COVID, but that's not, in my opinion, healthy for like the long run. Sure, you can go to the gym. Like, I'm using specific examples, but like, I think some of you that understand what I'm saying will understand what I'm saying. Some of you that maybe have followed the same patterns and done the same thing in repeat relationships will be like, but. Or for some people, it just works. I think it's a small margin of people where that works out really good. For me, that doesn't work. I need my own space. I think everybody needs their own space. I'm not really too big of a friend guy either. Like, I'm the worst friend ever to have as far as like dude friends and stuff. I'm terrible at answering text messages, pretty bad at answering emails because I get so many. And the amount of DMs I get in Instagram is insane. And Instagram's got like 2 filters when you're a business account. So like, I have to go through a whole second box. It's a lot, you know. I apologize to anybody that even knows me and my friends. Like, most people know that I'm just kind of a more difficult guy. What is they doing down here? We'll go walk down here at the end. I want to finish in case this is copyrighted, but looks like they're having some kind of Halloween concert. But yeah, I'm just bad at like communicating on that type of level. Now with my wife, we communicate great. You know, if she texts me, I text her back within a minute. Same with her. She knows where I'm at all the time. You can pretty much always know where I'm at. Like I've always said to anybody that wants to meet me, easiest way to meet me is be out here in Win Way. Follow me on a live stream and go to wherever my location is. I've always said that. Only good people show up to those things. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to give you a guideline. I'm not into PDA either. It's okay if you are, but I don't need to hold on to my chick. That's usually for younger kids. I think you kind of grow out of that as you get older. I'd say in my early 20s and late teens, I definitely did that shit. But now, nah, not at all. I don't have a problem with holding hands for a little bit, but in Vietnam, the weather's all sticky and shit. Like, I don't want to hold your sweaty hand. I love you, but but understandable if you want to. I'm trying to give you like a basic guideline of how to meet a good girl. And definitely, like I said in the last video, don't be a Captain Save-A-Ho. Don't fall in love with some chick at a lady bar and she's gonna really talk a great game to you on Zalo and string you along and be like, come to my bar, and then after a few times coming to her bar, she'll let you take her out for like dinner and shit, and then you might be able to take her for like a weekend trip to Phu Quoc. You are not gonna pull that girl out of that bar. You might temporarily, but she will always go back to the bar. It's always a matter of time before she heads back to the bar. Like, it's just factual information. Put your resources and your time into somebody good. Vet them. They're gonna vet you if they're any kind of smart chick back, and go from there. Also, like any talk about marriage, meeting parents, and all this shit within a month, no dose, no go. They're setting you up, man. They are 100%, 98% of the time setting you up. And a lot of girls that come from poverty and don't have a lot of money and work a very low wage job will be hungry to get with a Westerner, you know. They will want that, and they'll make it seem like everything's great. The biggest thing you need to do is acknowledge red flags when you see them. Don't ignore them. I've seen a lot of dudes ignore them because the chick's pretty hot and the sex is really good. And they're just like, whatever, this is the craziest, best sex I've ever had. She's hot. She really likes... But he's then ignoring like 900 red flags. You can do that, but just know it's probably not going to end well in the long run, you know. Find you a girl that's got a job. Find you a girl that's not asking you to buy her things. Give her money. And don't be an ageist. Like, the biggest thing is ageism. So if you're like a 60-year-old dude, there is plenty of single 30-year-old smoke shows running around. Like, Vietnamese women age very, very well. There is some absolute fine chicks from 30 to 40 years old. If you're a 60-year-old dude, that's completely viable. She's probably going to be, if she takes care of herself, goes to the gym. They don't smoke, so her face is going to look nice for quite a while. I think the biggest thing you see in Southeast Asia mainly with the older dudes is they want to be ageist, and they want to get the hot chick that they could never get in real life. Or maybe hot chicks that they had in high school, and now they're a little overweight. They think they've got their $200,000 bank, and they think chicks are just going to come screaming at them. Really not the situation. Most times you're going to be paying a price for that hotness. So don't be an ageist, man. Date mildly in your age range. My rule of thumb is nothing over 15 years age gap. I mean, some people debate otherwise. I think 20 is a little bit... The only way I could see 20 years is if she's like 35 and you're 55 or 60. That's okay. But if you're talking, you know... If you're talking you're 55 or 60 and she's 20, what are you going to talk about? TikTok? You guys going to look at TikToks together? You're going to go viral? I mean, you need to think about all these things. And don't let the temptation of some hot ass cloud your judgment, which a lot of dudes seem to do. So I think for at the moment, we have covered everything I've wanted to talk about. This will be the last episode in the series of sugar babies, dating women, etc., in Vietnam. For now, you know, we'll pick up the series again when the time comes. But for now, this is the end of it. Of course, if you made it this far in the video, I'd greatly appreciate it if you hit that like button. Left a comment if you want to add anything. If you want to share your journey on good or bad, please drop it in the comment section. People are always very curious to hit this. And of course, if you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. There's a little bell button, set that to all, and you'll never miss a live stream or a video when it comes out. If not, no worries. So thank you all for watching. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next one. Stay frosty. Peace out.